Congress MP Karti Chidambaram has questioned the alleged use of force during the July 20th CJP protests as well. He said that a peaceful democratic protest was met with what he described as a strong arm response by the state. He demanded clarity on whether firing took place, what weapons and ammunition were used, who authorized their use and what action was in fact taken against those responsible. Let's listen into that statement.
Is that lethal force was used to deal with a peaceful domestic democratic protest. Does civil society accept this kind of strong arm tactics by the state against its own young citizens? So that is a question must be asked. The way to bring a quietus to this controversy is to table the report. If they can table an investigative report, an internal investigative report on what led to the firing, if a firing occurred, what ammunition was used, what weapons were used, who issued the order, why were these weapons used to deal with a domestic peaceful protest, and what is the departmental action they have taken on the chain of command. If they actually place that report, that will bring a greater clarity. So our next steps based on the report can be
Joining us on the broadcast is my colleague Belly Thomas with more on this. Belly, we are looking at the statement from Karti Chidambaram, and he wants a full investigation into what kind of weapons were used during the July 20th alleged use of force by the police, and he also wants accountability to be fixed.
Absolutely, Shivani. So these Congress MP Karti Chidambaram is kind of reiterating on the fact that who could have ordered such usage of weapons in a domestic peaceful protest. So there should be a departmental inquiry and an action on the chain of command as to from where the orders had trickled down to the people on ground as to the usage of pellet guns and AK-47 in one case in Patna in Bihar. So MP Karti Chidambaram says the fact is that the lethal force was used to deal with a peaceful domestic and a democratic protest, and does civil society accept this kind of a strong arm tactics by the state against its own young citizens? So that this is a question that must be asked, and if they can table an investigative report on what led to the firing, if a firing had occurred, or what ammunition was used, what weapons were used, who had issued these orders, and why these weapons were used to deal with domestic peaceful protest, and what was the departmental action thereafter, and they have taken the departmental action on the chain of command even. So if they actually place that report, that will actually bring a greater clarity, is what MP Karti Chidambaram says, Shivani.
All right, thank you so much, Belly, for all those updates. We are now shifting our focus to some other news coming our way. Well, after arriving in Srinagar through the